You know, when you're driving, it's easy to forget what's actually happening under the hood. It is a crazy, high-speed world in there, with metal parts flying around thousands of times a minute. And the only thing stopping it from just shredding itself to pieces? A layer of oil, thinner than a piece of paper. So today, we're going to look at what happens when that single line of defense fails, all because someone tried to save a few bucks.
Just look at this. This absolutely mangled, shredded bearing. This is our crime scene. And the big question is, how does this happen? How can something so simple lead to this level of total destruction? Could it really be because of the oil you picked? Well, the answer is a big, unfortunate yes.
So who's the bad guy in this story? You might think it's from driving too hard or maybe just a bad part from the factory. Nope. The real cause, a lot of the time, comes from a simple choice made during a routine oil change. The decision to go with cheap, low-quality motor oil.
Okay, let's get into this, because not all oil is the same. Not even close. You see, cheap oil is a top cause of bearing failure because it's missing all the good stuff. Think of it like this. A quality sports drink has electrolytes and all the nutrients you need. A cheap one? It's just sugar water. It's the exact same with oil. Without those critical additives and high-quality base ingredients, it just can't protect your engine.
So how does this sugar water oil actually destroy the heart of your car? Well, it's not just one thing. It's more like a coordinated attack on your engine's weakest points. Let's break down the science of how it all goes wrong.
So before we go any further, you have to understand this one crucial concept, the lubricant film. It's this tiny, microscopic shield of oil that keeps all those fast-moving metal parts from actually touching each other. As long as that shield is strong, your engine's happy. But the second it breaks down, well, that's when the trouble starts.
And here is the 4-step assault plan. First, you get lubrication breakdown. Under all that heat and pressure, that protective film just gives up. It gets thin and disappears, leaving the metal totally exposed. Next, with the film gone, you get a ton of friction and wear. We're talking raw metal grinding on raw metal, which starts scoring and gouging the surfaces. Third, all that friction creates insane amounts of heat. Cheap oil can't handle it, so it thins out like water, making it even more useful. And finally, you've got contaminant damage. See, good oils have detergents that clean out tiny metal bits and gunk. Cheap oil doesn't. So all those abrasive particles just keep circulating, basically acting like liquid sandpaper inside your engine.
And here's the absolute kicker. These things don't happen one at a time. Oh no, they all feed into each other, creating this devastating domino effect inside your engine that just spirals out of control, and fast.
This right here, this is the whole story. It is a one-way street to disaster. It starts with that simple choice, cheap oil. That leads right to the protective film breaking down. Then you get metal-on-metal friction. That friction makes extreme heat, which just destroys what's left of the oil, and boom, total bearing failure. It's inevitable.
So we've talked about the science on a microscopic level, but what does this chain reaction actually look like in the real world? Let's take a look at the aftermath and the catastrophic result of this failure.
And this is the end of the line. Once those bearings are gone, the crankshaft can completely seize up, stopping the engine dead. And we're not talking about a small fix here. If you're lucky, it's a complete engine teardown and rebuild, but more often than not, it means you're buying a whole new engine.
And the price tag for this disaster? You're looking at $5,000, easy. Sometimes a whole lot more. All of a sudden, saving 20, maybe 30 bucks on that oil change doesn't really feel like a bargain anymore, does it?
All right, enough of the doom and gloom. The good news is, this is one of the most preventable engine failures there is. Seriously, protecting your engine is actually pretty straightforward. So let's talk about the solution.
You know, the choice becomes incredibly obvious when you see it laid out side by side like this. On one side, you have quality oil with all its additives, its ability to handle heat, and its power to clean. Everything we now know is absolutely essential. On the other side, you've got all the risks: breakdown, overheating, friction. This isn't about brands. It's the difference between a healthy engine and a ticking time bomb. So what's the game plan? It's really simple. First, always use the oil that your car's manufacturer recommends. It's in the owner's manual for a reason. Second, stick to the oil change schedule like glue. Third, and this is the big one, never ever cut corners on oil quality to save a bit of cash. And finally, if you see an oil that's way cheaper than all the others, be suspicious. It's probably too good to be true.
Look, the life of your engine is literally riding on that thin film of oil. Choosing a quality oil isn't an expense, it's the best and cheapest insurance you can possibly buy for your car. Now, I'm curious to hear from you. Have you, or maybe someone you know, ever had to pay the high price for using cheap oil?
Let us know your story down in the comments.